Good afternoon. Today we are moving on to CO27. I can find a percent of change. So we're still working with those percentages. Now we're working with the percent of change. So perhaps you've encountered one or more of the following situations. Last year's 8th grade class had 40 students. This year's class has 50 students. What is the percent of increase from last year to this year? Or maybe the total snowfall in winter of last year was 47 inches. This year it was only 28 inches. What is the percent of decrease from last year to this year? Or in 1998, a 20-ounce bottle of Mountain Dew was 99 cents. In 2021, a 20-ounce bottle of Mountain Dew is $1.89. What is the percent of increase? And our last example is an original price of an 8 gigabyte iPhone in 2007 was $599. Today you can buy one on eBay for only $30. What is the percent of decrease in price? So we're going to figure out how to find the answers to these percentages of increase and decrease. To answer these questions above, we need to use this very special formula. You put the difference between the two values. You find that difference. So what operation are we doing? That's subtracting. You're going to subtract. So you put the bigger number first, subtract out the smaller number. Then you're going to divide it by the original price. So always divide by the original value that is given. So let's look at our number of students. What are our two numbers for students that we were given, Aiden? 40 and 50. So I'm going to subtract 50 minus 40. And Aiden said the first number we were given was 40. That is our original amount. So last year's 8th grade class had 40 students. So that is the original. That will go on the bottom. Evan. 50 minus 40. Yep, because we're finding the difference. So 50 minus 40 is 10. Divided by our 40. 10 divided by 40 would be what decimal? Aiden? Nope. So you're going reverse. You're thinking it differently. You're doing 40 divided by 10. We want 10 divided by 40. So you can use your calculator to help. On the test, we're not going to use a calculator. Well, actually, no, let's not use the calculator for this because on the test you won't be able to. So you're going to actually want to do the math. Yep. If we do 10 divided by 40, remember to put your zeros after the decimal. 4 goes into 100 2 times. So that would be 80. 4 goes into 200 5 times. So it's 0.25. What percentage is that? Yeah. So our answer is 25%. Okay, so we have to do the formula, subtract the two numbers, divide it by the original value. So if we look at our snowfall, the total snowfall in winter of last year was 47 inches. This year it was 28 inches. So what do I want to write in the numerator spot? What equation am I going to write? Emmett? 47 minus 28. What am I going to divide it by? What goes as the denominator? Tegan? 47, because that was our original snowfall amount. So 47 minus 28. Is it 19? Yeah. Over 47. So now I have to do the math. I have to say, okay, 19 divided by 47. I know I'm going to end up with percentages, so I'm gonna have to put that decimal in there, because I'm gonna have a percentage. So I'm gonna try it by 4. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 4 is 16, plus that 2, 18. Well, I'm guessing. I have an educated guess. That 4 times 47 would get me up to 190. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Because remember, we've got those decimals there. I brought down my next zero. How many times does 47 go to 220? 0 times. So we're going to be rounding it to that 100th place. So I need to go out 1 more. How many times does 47 go into 200? Well, if times 4 was 188, good guess. I can't get any closer to 200. So if I round to that 100th place, what is my percent going to be? Gus?
40%.
Yeah, because 0.40 turns into 40%. Okay, so the first thing that we're doing is setting up our equation. Then we do the subtraction, then we do our division, and convert our decimal into a percentage. So what will my formula, what's the formula telling me it's going to look like for the Mountain Dew? What should I write? Who can walk me through what to write? Chance, was your hand up? All right. Evan.
$1.89 99 cents.
And the original price back in 1998 was 99 cents. So that's the number we put on the bottom. It doesn't matter that you always look at which number was said first. That's your original value. That goes on the bottom. So it doesn't matter that $1.89 is a bigger number. What matters is that 99 cents was said first. That's the original. So $1.89 minus 99 cents is what? 90 cents. Divided by 99 cents. So now we have to do that math. 0.90 divided by 0.99. Remember, when I'm working with those decimals, I'm going to move it over. So I move it over. So now I have 99 divided into 90. Right? So now I'm going to make that 900 because 99 can't go into 90. I know 10 times 99 is 990, so I'm going to go to the 9 because that's super close. So 81, 9 times 9, 81, plus 8 is 89. 89. So I have a 9 left over. I'm going to go down one more. 99 into 90 is going to be, did I do my math right here? Oh, I forgot to bring my 1 down here. 10 minus 9 is 1. So how many times does 99 go into 190? Would be 1 time. 10 minus 9 is 1. 18 minus 9 is 9. How many times does 99 go into 91? Well, that's 0 times. Or actually, no. I put a 0 down there. I put the 0 in the wrong spot. How many times does 99 go into 910? So we know 9 times would give us 891. We got 19 left over. So what are we going to put our percentage as? If we have 0.919, what's our percentage, James?
92%.
92%. That makes sense?
You
Okay.
write it out, but not as close together.
How to do the division?
Or no, like during the division, not, can you like spread it out a little, like not write it so close together.
Okay. Yep. What I want us to do right now is I want you to do the iPhone yourself and see if you can come up with the percentage. And then I will write it out and see if we get the same amount. So try the iPhone, use that formula. Difference between the values divided by the original value. So if the original price was $599 and today you can buy it for $30, what is that percent of decrease? Because it went down in price. So now we're using it to do the long division. If you have your whiteboard with, you can put your answer on your whiteboard. If not, just write it big on the page next to it. Anybody finished with that long division? Okay, when you get to that percentage, make sure you show me. Ella, are you working on it?
Yeah, I'm just
So at this point, you should know that you had 599 minus 30 is 569. Our original price of the iPhone was 599. So we're doing 569. 569 divided by 599.
So wait, and
So we know that we're trying to go to percentages, and we know our percentages always go to the 100th place. Percentages always go to that 100th place, so we want to go out to our 1000th place, so we know how to round it. Keep that right a little darker, so I don't have to come right up, okay? Okay, so let's look at how we did that division. I'd say about half of us have finished so far. Some did our division correctly, some had a little bit of mistakes. So 599 into 569, we can't do, so we have to go into our decimal. So I know 599 times 10 would be 5,990, which is super close, just a tad higher. So I know to go with my 9. 9 times 9 is 81. 9 times 9 is 81, plus 8 is 9. So 89. 9 times 5 is 45, plus 8 is 53. So I'm going to subtract that. I can't do 0 minus 1, so I have to borrow. 10 minus 1 is 9. I can't do 8 minus 9, so I have to borrow. 18 minus 9 is 9. 5 minus 3 is 2. 5 minus 5 is 0. James? So I'm going to bring down my next 0. 599 into 2,990. I'm going to go with the 4. 9 times 4 is 36. 4 times 9 is 36, plus 3 is 39. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 3 is 23. Subtract that out. 10 minus 6 is 4. I need to keep on borrowing. 18 minus 9 is 9. 8 minus 3 is 5. So I have 594, which is just shy of 599. So I know if I bring down another 0, it'll get to go in there 9 times. So if my decimal is 0.949, my rounding to the 100th place would give me that 95% decrease. That iPhone is way cheaper buying it on eBay for only $30. Problem with that is it's not going to be functional. Apple isn't going to be able to support that 2007 iPhone. So, do we understand the equation?
Yeah.
Difference between the values divided by original value. So I think the mistakes that I was seeing in the percentages that people were holding up were because we were doing our long division incorrectly. Remember, we are not using a calculator on this test. So you need to be working on that long division if that's where our mistakes were happening. If when I wrote it out, and I wrote it out nice and big on this one, so we could follow the steps that we were doing. If you're not following that when it's work time, come see me. James.
Because instead of, I'm pretty sure instead of having 0.94, you could have multiplied it by 5.
That would have gone over. If I multiplied by 5, I would have gone over. I tried that originally. I multiplied by 5, it went over, so that's why I went down to the 4. Emmett?
I used 6, so I didn't know how much I got. I just took away that number.
Oh, perfect. Yep. And that's having really good number sense and knowing how to work with those easier numbers. So let me scroll up so we can see what our work is. Let's look at this first one. Find the percent of change. Round to the nearest 10. This time we don't have to go to the 100th, we're just rounding to the nearest 10. And show your work. Which doesn't really make sense because his percentages that he are in the answer key go to the 100th place. So we're going to round to the 100th because, friends, we're working with percentages. We round to the 100th. So round to your 100th place. All right, so the original is 90 and the new is 130. How do I set up my equation? How should I set that up? James?
90 minus 130 minus 90.
We always put that bigger number first. We don't want to work with negatives. So the bigger number first, subtract it out, the smaller number. And what do I put on the bottom?
90.
90, because that's our original price. So 130 minus 90 is 40,
Yeah.
divided by 90. So now we need to do our long division. Okay. 40 divided by 90. Okay, so work out your long division. You know what, let me write it a little bit bigger so we can see it better. I'm gonna go through how we do that long division again. And it had good number sense and he was moving it to work with the number that he understood and then he was able to subtract that back out at the end. So if you have little tricks that you do with the long division, totally fine with that as long as you get the correct answer. So 90 into 40, can't do, so we have to do 90 into 400 in, which is 360, because 4 times 0 is 0, 4 times 9 is 36. We subtract that, 0 minus 0, but I can't do 0 minus 6, so I have to borrow. 10 minus 6 is 40. I'm going to bring down my 0. Oh, I've got 90 into 400 again. So 360, this one's a little bit easier with that long division. 0 minus 0, I need to borrow, and we get the same thing. So what is my percentage going to be, Audrey? 44%. Because we round to the 100th place, not the 10th, when we work with percentages. Did the long division make more sense that time? Sort of. Okay. Gus, Chance, what's your question? Yeah. And what did I say? So we have to be listening to what the teacher's saying, not working ahead. Okay, I said it doesn't make sense to do it to the 10th. We should do it to the 100th because we're working with percentages. We need to go to that 100th place. And his answers are all in the 100th place. So he just wrote the wrong word on there. Okay, let's look at our second page. We're going to be using this information, U.S. population information, to find these percentages. So find the percent of increase from 1800 to 1850. So what's our original value going to be? It's going to be the first one. So if 1800 was 5,000, oh my goodness, these are big numbers. In 1800, we had 5,308,483. In 1850, we had 23,191,876. We need to subtract those two.
negative.
So remember, am I just gonna put the subtraction sign right there? No, this was my original amount. So just because that's the original doesn't mean it's the first number because we don't want the negative numbers. So when we put it into our formula, minus 5,308,483, what number goes on the bottom? Emmett?
5,000,000.
Yeah, that original value. So the original value is going to go on the bottom as our denominator. Okay, because we don't want negative numbers, you always put the big number first. Doesn't matter which one is the original until you get to the denominator. James?
Are we gonna do a reset day or is it gonna be like what?
Today's Monday.
I mean tomorrow.
I'm not sure yet.
What would be like? What would you correct it tomorrow?
I'm not sure yet. Okay, so let's do this one together. 23,191,876 minus 5,308,483 will get me 6 minus 3. Can't do 7 minus 8, so 17 minus 8 is 9. 7 minus 4 is 3. 9 minus 8 is 1. 1 minus 0. I lined up 9. Nope, I did not line it up right. Woo! This is what happens when the teacher goes too fast. 1 minus 9 we cannot do, so we need to borrow. 11 minus 8 is 3. 8 minus 0 is 8. 1 minus 3 we can't do, so we have to borrow. 11 minus 3 is 8. Can't do 2 minus 5, so we are going to borrow. 12 minus 5 is 7, and 1. Whew. So we have 17,883,393 divided by 5,308,483. So this is our new numerator, right? 17 million is that numerator. You do the top divided by the bottom, the original. So the top is this, right? So we do that. Divided by the bottom. Because Mr. Schultz wants to make your life complicated.
Yeah, he's good at that.
He is good at that. You are correct. So you want to do that math. Okay, Emmett? Yeah, you don't have to ask. You can just. Okay, so I'm going to help us out with this one. 3 times this, 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 4 is 12. Plus 2 is 14. 3 times 8 is 24. Plus 1 is 25. 3 times 0 is 0 plus 2. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 5 is 15. I messed up somewhere. Oi. 3 times 3 is 9. Oh, I know where I messed up. For this one, did anybody catch where I messed up?
No, I didn't.
Can 5,308,483 go into 17,883? It can. I went to the wrong side of that decimal point. I can go right here. Times it by 3. So 3 times 4 is 14. 24, 25. That's my 2. That's my 9. And that's my 15. Now we need to subtract. 13 minus 9 is 4. 8 minus 4 is 4. 3 minus 4 I can't do, so I need to borrow. 13 minus 4 is 9. Can't do 2 minus 5, so 12 minus 5. 7 minus 2. Can't do 8 minus 9, so I need to borrow. 18 minus 9 is 9. 6 minus 5 is 1. So now I'm going to bring down my 0. Oof, the big numbers. So I'm going to do another 3. So 3 times this number is going to give me that same number set. So I need to borrow. 8 minus 5 is 3. 7 minus 2 is 5. I shouldn't hear voices. We should be working this out with me and make sure I don't make any more mistakes. So I need to go out because we want to be able to go to that 100th place. So I need to go again. Seven times 3 is 21. 7 times 8 is 56, so 58. 7 times 4 is 28, plus 3 is 33. 7 times 8 is 56, 57, 58, 59. 7 times 0, 0, 5. 7 times 3 is 20. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 5 is 26. 7 times 5 is 35. This is where I knew I made a mistake. Yes, that was my mistake. See? I told you guys you got to be following along. Oh, it's been a long day for me too. I forgot to bring down my 0. Oh my goodness, see how easy it is to make simple mistakes when we are doing long division, especially with the big numbers. So we need practice at doing it so we don't make these simple mistakes. I obviously need some practice today. James.
Well, we have a number in the middle on the test.
I would have to look. Okay. I'll have to look. But for today, this is giving us that practice at long division. So if we get to the test and we do not have numbers in the millions, it's going to go that much easier. So we are going to practice this. I'm going to tell you right now, even without going out there, our answer is 3.37. So what is that percent of increase? If it's 3.37, what is the percent of increase, Evelyn? It's going to be a 337% increase. There was a huge increase in the population. So remember, if you have a whole number on the left of that decimal point, it's going to be huge. All right, so I'm going to give us time to work on this. You know how to use the equation, that formula. You just need to work on that long division. You need to show your work. It says it in the directions. So there's no cheating and going and using your calculator. Show your work. We will be correcting this tomorrow because I want to have this covered for before we go into Thanksgiving. So we will be correcting this tomorrow. Okay, so work on it tonight. For those of us at home, I hope you are well, and I hope we hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day.